Look at me, Aaron.
It's Edge Radio Australia. It is time for You Can't Say That. Got Mary here and the Shave Monkey over there looking very comfortable, laid back no less, ready for the show. Now, I don't know if you noticed, I played a little song there, Let's Get It On, and that's all about, I did.
Knowing the topic is probably not the best.
Why did I go for that song? Well, I just wanted to pay homage to our former state daddy and his beautiful relationship with Shazza. So I thought, it's a good way to start the show. Why not with a little love? Okay. Now, Mary, you have been very busy. You've got preparation and everything going on there.
Yeah, just rub it in.
I know. Yeah, because you're Mr. Show Up and run by the skin of your pants. I really want to get into this because obviously the big news today, McGowan has stepped down, and not just as Premier.
McGowan has left the building.
He has left the building. But yes.
Look, I saw all of that, and it was like, oh, feel sorry for me. I'm so tired. I don't know how much I can say, but hey, there's an ulterior motive that is not all the story, not by far.
So you reckon he was pushed? He didn't jump, he was pushed?
I reckon that he's jumped to avoid
the firing squad.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's probably kind of like this. This is me getting super political here.
I don't know if there's suppressions and stuff.
Oh, well.
So I'm being kind of a bit careful about what
Gwenda's
I'm
here.
saying.
Great. It's awesome.
But don't believe a word he's saying.
Probably why he banned guns when he did is like
just to protect himself.
Look, let's not feel sorry for McGowan because he's he's going out as he has been the entire time, not quite telling the truth.
When McGowan was going to leave and he was going to a better place, that's not the place I had in mind, but yes.
Apparently he doesn't know where he's going.
Oh, he doesn't? Well, I do.
No, it's a very last minute decision.
No. He's going to work for Kerry Stokes. That's the facts. Okay, he already has a job lined up. Has been lined up for quite some time for him. Absolutely. We talked about it earlier show today.
But Gwenda at the moment.
The fantastic thing is, I'd love to hear Gwenda's opinion here online, which is great. But first, I just want to say this is the fact that. Look, this has been known for a long time that he was going to step down on the quiet, or obviously certainly not to the public, but we've known that he was going to wait till a period that was enough time for the new leader of the party to establish themselves and be in a winnable position for the election in 2025. So I always thought
about right.
But to me,
it'd be about right. 6 months to consolidate, 12 months worth of campaigning. Yeah, it's about right.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Right, there you go. There you go with that. So there's a bit of a link. Obviously, Mary's got some information there, but you have got the old screen in front of you, and you said Gwenda's got some information.
Oh, she's fingers of demons. Like she's typing.
She's
so fast. So
first
of all, she said he might have left the building, but is not at all that it seems.
No, absolutely not.
Nothing ever is with McGowan. Let's face it.
And the other one, and it's not often you see someone call someone else a twat, because I think it's just one of the greatest insults ever.
It's a great word.
The twat is gone, but should have been in shackles.
Yeah,
and chains.
I'm guessing Gwenda loves McGowan.
Oh, I think they're very close.
A very BDSM sort of relationship.
I will say this. I'm glad that he's out of power for another reason though, because now he will not get the protection racket situation of 7 West Media, particularly.
No, he still will.
To an extent, mate, but it's going to drop because he is now less good, to Kerry Stokes and so forth, right? In that position, not being in that position anymore. So for that matter, he may be exposed. And the other great thing about that is now that he is more vulnerable for us to actually go after him, like we did back in the 80s, with Brian Burke. Okay.
Yep. The big thing I think we've got to remember here, like Jordan Peterson says, deny it happen, wait 2 weeks and it goes away.
Yeah, but
especially when your best mate owns Channel 7.
But then, somebody is going to take his place, right?
Yeah.
But all we can say for sure is that whoever that person is, Mark McGowan will still be pulling the strings.
No, I don't agree.
You don't think he won't be pulling the strings?
No,
because
the way
he's cultured each and every one of these people that are in any place of
Oh, look, he's definitely got bacteria when it comes to culture. But the fact of the matter is, it's he before McGowan was in power. He was a yes man to, and I always forget his name. Help me, please. What? Come on, former premier.
Barnett.
No.
He's opposite Gallup.
Gallup.
You know, the
Okay.
horse. He's
Yes,
galloping
Gallop.
along.
Gallup had his hand so far up McGowan's butt as a puppet beforehand, right? So
You know
basically,
what's
what we're
really
doing,
interesting?
we've got the puppet master moving on. So I don't think that when he moves on, I don't think he will have that power. I think Roger Cook will take over, and they're going to spend 18 months building up Roger Cook's profile as.
But Roger Cook went tootling around the world with him to invite people to come visit Western Australia. They too are mateys.
Do understand though, okay,
Cook is his mate.
when he was going around the world finding, say, hey, come to Western Australia, we have mandates, we have controlled borders.
Oh
It
yeah,
was
That's why
and
he's gone to a lot of the
lockdowns
very
and
pro-LGBTQ.
emergency powers. But hey, it's a great place to be.
It was a junket, nothing else but a clear junket, right? No, look,
Was it their wedding anniversary?
Oh.
Like him and Roger Cook?
Why in my mind am I hearing islands in the stream? That is what we were. Anyway,
And not the original either, the one from the movie.
but look, I we were talking about this earlier. I've actually met Roger Cook on many occasions, right? Okay, and he's a very pleasant fella, and he'll say all the right things, and he came across as being really genuine. But the overwhelming thing that came over to me is he is weak.
So he's a great actor.
I think so. Yeah. So, and we saw that at different particular events during the pandemic, all of that, we saw that come through. But I'm really interested in, because you came charging into the studio today and I have not had a chance to hear this. So this is fresh.
Look, let me just say this. Mark McGowan was not going to appoint anybody into anything unless he had control. He's the emperor. He's the king. He's the puppet master. So whoever is there at McGowan's.
No, because he has to. Because he has to. No. I'll tell you why. Because he has to step down.
Full control of everything.
Oh, he is the tea lady. Remember that. Look. He is actually losing his position, okay, in Parliament, full stop, right? Or he's giving it up. So that means there's going to be a by-election. That's going to be a big thing in Rockingham, right? Now, so that means we can't just have someone anointed and move on to the same degree.
Do you believe that he's leaving because he's tired?
No,
Truly.
Absolutely. You know what? The only reason I would like to see McGowan tired is my tire print straight over the top of him. Like, the man is an absolute crook. He has manipulated. He has gaslit this state. He has caused so many people to lose their lives. He has been
their jobs, their livelihood.
Spot on. Okay.
Their children.
That man is a monster, and I am so glad to see the back of him. Now, we have an opportunity here. I know we can look at it negatively.
Well, he says he doesn't know where he's going. Aaron, do
he
you
can
want
stay at my place.
Do you want to make a suggestion as to where he can go?
Yeah, McGowan, okay, down the barrel, mate. I've got a spare room at my place. You're welcome to stay.
There may be a gas chamber or not.
Back the car up. I don't know. Anyway.
Is it in the dungeon out the base of your house?
Yeah, maybe we should throw it out for suggestions as to just where you would want to put McGowan.
And the thing is, the left wing, corporate media will go, oh, look, he's saying all this violent stuff. Okay, here's the problem. Ultimately, if you keep gaslighting someone, if you keep manipulating their life, you keep pushing them, right? Unfortunately, violence does become as the last option. Now, I joke about it, I jest about wanting to run over him, but like, the emotion is real. The reality is obviously I'd never do it. But the fact is, he has hurt so many people I love, right?
Aaron,
simple as that.
People have tried. They have put a car into his office in Rockingham.
Good point.
Or they've been arrested for trying to kill him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You don't become that. Like, you don't become a target like that for no reason.
Oh.
So one thing I do have to disagree with both of you guys here.
Right.
So you do know what a party whip is, right?
Pardon?
A party whip.
I've got a different opinion. So
I just get a picture of that thing that you go
pretty close, actually.
Yeah.
So what a party whip does, they have a meeting every morning and they will tell the members of parliament, including the premier, how they're going to vote on each of the policies.
Yes. I'm aware of that.
So the instructions that every single member of parliament receives will come from the party executives.
Sure.
So McGowan, Cook, Sanderson, all of them are all puppets to the power brokers of the Labor Party.
Absolutely.
So he's the fall guy.
No,
because he'd be the one in somebody's ear telling the power brokers what to tell them what to do.
So you got to remember, the power brokers have been trying to get rid of Mark McGowan since about 2013.
Oh.
So from a political perspective, McGowan is actually a very, very savvy politician.
Sadly,
He
yes.
won seats he was never supposed to win.
Mhm.
He's brought the WA Labor Party back into power, into one of the most dominant positions ever.
Sure.
Like there's a reason they call him Mr. 91%.
Yeah.
Politically, he manipulated a position on what's going on in the community to make himself irreplaceable. Have a look a bit this way. How many other premiers would snub the PM, the own party's PM, when they come visit the state?
Yeah.
So Albanese came to WA to promote something that won the Labor policies. It was so stupid I didn't even pay attention. What I paid attention to is McGowan intentionally had a press conference on the other side of Perth at exactly the same time.
Well, don't you guys remember what he said when the election came through?
Mm-hmm.
Hands on hips, like normal. Yeah, I'm in power.
About
right.
to do the macaroni.
Yeah.
Yep.
And now I can do whatever I want.
And that's
he
how
has.
feels. Yes, absolutely. We've had one party state for a very long time.
Yes.
Yeah.
But you got to remember the ultimate person, the ultimate power within the Labor Party is not Mark McGowan.
I totally agree with that, right?
Yep.
But ultimately he's the quarterback, right? Okay, he's the one with the high profile. He's the
he's
Formula One
coach.
guy.
So
He's the guy there.
who is
He's not the coach. He's don't know. It's probably some union boss. But you've got to remember, yes, he may be the quarterback. He's making the decisions on the run, but it's the coach that sets up the plays. It's the executives from behind the scene who actually own the NFL rugby team or whatever you want to do it.
Okay.
So he's important.
Look,
he is important, but he's not the be all and end all.
No, I agree. Now,
well, all these people giving him massive donations, etc.
Yeah,
they have a part to play, a big part to play in putting him in power. But I cannot see anybody telling McGowan what he has to do.
I disagree. I have seen a weak, neurotic man. The fact is, when you saw some of the stuff that went on, you could see he was actually suffering from, like, okay, if you look at from a medical point of view, a psychological point of view, as the truest sense of how it's seen in the psychological journals, he actually was suffering genuine paranoia. Now, I'm going to explain a little bit. Paranoia, how you and I see it, is very different to how the psychiatric community sees it, right? But that he was showing those signs. Now, you only show those if you're in a position of weakness. He is a puppet, no question about it. But ultimately, he's a puppet who rose to a position that was so high, okay, and that 91% look, I think, then everyone calling him daddy, which just still makes me want to vomit. Right, but he gained that popularity, and with that popularity creates power. So he had, in some respects, more power than the brokers behind him at times.
Because at the time they couldn't get rid of him.
Take Banksy Hill. Okay, let's take Banksy Hill.
Yeah,
okay.
great example.
For an example, those poor kids are. It's inhumane what they're doing to those children.
So just for the people listening who may not know what Banksy Hill is, just give a quick summary.
Banksy Hill is a juvenile detention centre.
Yep.
And there's been a lot of publicity about it lately because of the children being shackled, chained, taken to an adult prison where there are pedophiles, and the majority of pedophiles, and locked up for 23 hours out of 25. They have no education. They have no counselling. They have no spots. They have nothing. They're just locked in a cell.
It's child abuse.
And it's child abuse. And everybody's saying so. Judges, lawyers, prominent people here in WA are saying this is child abuse. It's inhumane. McGowan is going, well, I'm okay with that. And then he's dragged, kicking, screaming to a summit because of so much outrage. 1.5 hour summit, which is supposed to be secret. But then bless her little cotton socks, Fiona Stanley comes out.
Edge Entertainment Australia. I would expect that. Edge Entertainment MCs and DJs for your wedding. Corporate or birthday celebration.
Was going to decline to go
events.
unless he invited some Aboriginal representation. But here's the guy that wants the voice, right? Okay, so a couple of Aboriginal elders were invited as well. So what happens now is they are all saying we have to have an inquiry. There has to be a major inquiry into what's going on here. There are suicides, 20 suicides of children, right? We have to have a major inquiry. He's going, no. There's going to be no inquiry. And he comes out with a press conference saying everybody in the summit agreed that we should not have an inquiry. And Fiona Stanley just about fell off her perch because she said everybody wanted an inquiry. The judges want an inquiry. Everybody wants an inquiry.
Hang on.
He jumps into a press conference before anybody else has a chance to speak.
Yeah.
and announces that they're all with me. They all agree with me. Now, I don't think anybody was pushing him anywhere in this scenario.
No, 100% with things like that. 100% agree. But a lot of the stuff is all about the theatrics of it. So if he jumped in and did that press conference straight away, they can't get rid of him. The same as with Kirkup. Guarantee you that the Liberal David Honey was going, right, we'll put Kirkup in for the state election. He's going to get absolutely trounced by McGowan.
Yep.
I'll come in at the last minute and get a half decent vote. And that's would have been his plan. But what happens is Kirkup turns around and goes, oh no, I've got mental disorder problems. I suffer depression. And the moment that he said that, they couldn't get rid of him.
Yeah, I'm smiling not because the poor guy going through that. I'm smoling because that's exactly right. They manipulated the situation.
Yeah,
so, exactly right.
Well, so did McGowan, because
Hill,
like
McGowan
Fiona
did the
Stanley
same thing.
said that nobody from the summit could actually make a comment because he'd already done the press
That's
conference.
Right. Yep.
So they've totally
and everybody agreed with him, and she's saying, "No way."
You've got a compliant corporate media who, again, won't say boo because if you say things that upset McGowan, you are now not allowed to be at press conferences, and that closes them out of being able to do their job. Now, with that, we've been talking for a long time. We need a break,
and we don't have free media in WA either.
Yes, we do.
No, we don't.
You're looking at it right now.
No, we are. But in America, there's liberty. What do they call it? You're not allowed to censor the media under any circumstances. So they've actually legislated it.
Well, our government obviously have censored our social media, as you know, and that's come out quite publicly about them doing that, which is very, very
I wonder
concerning.
if we got caught in that.
We did. We did.
Do you get censored?
No, we get censored all the time.
I cannot believe anybody censored you, Aaron.
I wonder if the government actually said, "Oh, you got to get rid of these guys."
Look, okay, if you want to go on that one, I know for an absolute fact that I was censored by our former Attorney General, Christian Porter. Yeah. I know that for a
he's
fact.
Coming out later.
I also know a particular lawyer here in Western Australia, okay, who actually censored
I thought we were going to an ad.
Social media for myself.
Ad.
Yes, now you're censoring me. Stop that. Stop that.
Are you talking, John, quickly? Quick, before you go.
Yes.
Aha. I knew it.
But there's more coming up after this break. Right now, we're going to, with this subject, we're
subscribe now. I get a free set of steak knives. No, that's the joke. There's no steak knives.
This thing goodbye. No, we'll be back in just a tick. This is You Can't Say That on Edge Radio Australia.
We just did. We always do on this section.
Aaron, do you guys go to the studio mics when I'm not here?
What do you mean? We just do it in there.
Okay, but during the breaks, you just go straight to the scenes, or do you switch mics?
No, I don't switch mics because we just go live.
Okay, because the camera in there's got a mic in it, so you put it.
I know, and we're going to put a new bracket up so that will be in a position where I can.
What's wrong with my just wedging the tripod through the roof?
Yes, I bought a nice bracket that will do the job. Okay. Actually, you're on that front. Okay. We'll just talk shop while this is going on. But we need to probably get some fresh cabling in or sort of thing. So we need to redo the entire cable because that cable there that's running along the floor through the door into the other studio kind of like needs to go through the wall. It does. Well, the thing is, okay, the great news is computer coming for this as well. We've expanded, and the reality is what we started, what our plans were originally, is changed with We don't have changes from the couch.
Are we talking about the video or we're not today?
Yeah, we're doing that.
We absolutely
We're going to get on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, Gwenda said McGowan is the dictator.
He is.
Dictator. I like calling him a dictator.
I like that even better. Yeah. Good to have you on board, Gwenda.
A dictator. What's a tater? It's a potato.
Yeah. Yes.
So
I think that's
he's
it.
a potato in the shape of a penis. Awesome. He was Irish.
To be sure.
Hey, who is looking after the voiceover's 3-second rule? I have a feeling I saw you pressing buttons, and I have a feeling you hit one of the.
I did. That's exactly what I did. Thank you for picking up. Whoever picked that up, I accidentally picked Gwenda. Oh, yes.
That's how I knew because I could hear the monitor, the studio monitor.
Yeah. So well picked. Thank you for picking up my mistake.
Gwenda, Banksy Hill is a disgrace. I think we all agree on that one.
Yeah.
I don't understand how kids can be put into jail. Like, doesn't matter how bad they are. Personally, I think they should be put into the military instead. But not if it's your first offence. Like, the parents should be called in first. Third offence.
The problem is the parents are not involved in these children's lives.
Spot on, and that's why they need other role models.
Yeah.
Okay, ha ha ha. Aaron's OCD won't manage with tripod through the roof.
Who said I'm OCD?
I did openly admitted that he's got OCD. So
I just like everything to be parallel and perfect and straight and symmetrical. What's OCD about that?
how do you cook then?
Hey, like because it's creative chaos. It's different.
This studio is creative chaos.
Spot on. Actually, we should call it that.
Yeah. So you shouldn't be telling it. Gwenda's laughing at you. Yeah, like I don't think there's a straight line in this building, to be honest with you.
No. But the announcers are straight. Something. Are all of our announcers straight? I don't know. Just check that. Not that I really care.
What about the basketball guy?
Yeah, very much so.
Okay. Yeah. Just trying to think who else. What other? No, I don't think anyone here is part of the LGBT community. You homophobe.
Oh yeah, exactly. If you are part of the LGBT V6 GT community,
and
I love how you put a couple of cars in there.
Yeah, look,
And
you're
a
welcome.
TV screen.
You're welcome. What's that?
TV screen.
Exactly.
The LG.
You're very welcome here. Honestly, we
Are we on air?
Of course we are.
Well, we are on air to socials, yes. Yeah, but not on radio.
So at the moment, we're talking to Gwenda and a few others who are sending messages through. So if you do
Okay.
have questions for
Hello.
any of the people who are watching online,
Oh yes, sorry, yes. When we're in the studio, we do things differently because
visual.
yes,
People love watching you sit there talking with no sound. It comes
that's
up
great.
weird.
Exactly.
And the other thing I found, a lot of
Need that
people
tissue.
thoroughly enjoy the back end of a session.
Yeah.
Like, I think they're fascinated by all the stuff they actually get up to when you have to talk about and get things sorted. And stuff
Well,
like
nice to tell me. Thanks a lot.
that. I did think you were
I thought we were off air.
Uh-oh.
It's all the off-air comments that are the funniest, though.
Yeah, especially when you don't know that you're not off air.
They're called candid moments.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Candid camera.
Well, you can be candid. We're back in 3 minutes. So each
3
time.
minutes.
That's not other
3
someone's
minutes.
rather.
Oh, food.
Oh, we've got about our food.
Oh, look, see, running.
You and you're showing off with your running.
That looked more like a hop, skip, and a jump, actually.
Look, compared to when I met the man and he was walking around with a walking stick all the time.
Yeah, no, he's doing well.
He's doing very well.
Yes.
I'm very excited for him on that one. Oh, it's one of my favourite songs of all time. In Excess, Never Tear Us Apart. It's all lovey-dovey, but I like it. I think I just love any In Excess songs. So you got all sorts of goodies in there.
Yeah. Well, actually, one of the things that has come on a post is that The Voice was registered with an ABN number
I noticed that too.
and a registered name in 2019.
Yep.
Yeah, they've been playing.
So
this for a
it's
long
done.
time.
It's game, set, match.
So you got to eat hungry?
Thank
Well,
you.
I've got them made these. I asked for some new black socks. She does all our shopping. Anyway,
I
so
wonder
she,
why.
because I suck at it. Anyway, she keeps giving me these like socks,
Mm.
and they're like the non-stretchy, weird ones, and like there's no elastic in them. Like, why would you get socks without elastic?
So your feet can breathe.
But I don't like them like stuffed around my toes.
You don't want it to breathe.
You know what? Monica buys these $30 socks for herself. I buy mine that come free with a pizza. Like, you know, I don't care. Just don't care.
Hey, Aaron,
Where'd you get $30 socks?
that's not a sock.
Anaconda, you get the hiking socks.
Yeah, but they're made
Where?
out of bamboo.
Anaconda. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
When I was working
Oh,
on the
well,
roof, I
then,
used to
yeah.
wear them. Like, they're brilliant because when you're working as a roof tile, especially when you're mixing mud, like cement for the ridge capping, your feet get saturated and oh boy, do they stink. So you wear bamboo socks. The bamboo fibers in the socks absorb all the moisture out of your feet and stop your feet from smelling. So it's great for people with foot fetishes. You know, we still got to set up that OnlyFans camera.
For our feet.
Yeah. So we had an idea because the only platform that would allow 24-hour streaming was actually OnlyFans.
Crazy,
so
isn't it?
we're, believe it or not, Edge Radio, there's no content on it yet. Edge Radio Australia actually does have an OnlyFans account. So, true story.
It is a true story. We need to get onto that.
I may or may not be the admin of it.
We're back in 10 seconds.
10 seconds, switching audio.
Best band in history. It's Edge Radio Australia. You can't say that. Mr. Cant's here over there. We'll talk about you in just a moment, mate. Being a goose, as always. The lovely Mary to my left. And he does do every time we go back on air. He just pokes
every
face.
time.
Yeah, every time. He pokes faces at me. He's
That's
highly
because
professional.
you're such a lovable person.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Well, while you enjoy your, is this lunch, right? Okay.
It's breakfast. For me.
4:30. Really?
Yeah.
4:30. It's about time we had breakfast, I guess. Mary, you got some really, informative stuff there. Let's get into it.
Okay, so will I start with the fact that Travis has released 3 videos?
Yes, please get into that.
Thanks for dobbing me in on that one. No, I recorded and edited. It's actually an 8-video series. So this is the first 3 videos of an 8-part series.
Yep.
And I have to say, as an editor, probably not the most complicated videos to edit, but the general topic behind them is probably by far the hardest videos I've ever had to edit.
Right.
So it's insane. Like there's amount of times you're getting halfway through and you have to just walk away and put it away because it just mentally it was insane. I don't know how you managed to deal with this for 23 years.
Yeah, well, I have. And, that's where I guess how it all comes into being because I've been advocating for people who have been abused, sexually abused and abused in every other way through the Child Protection Department.
Now, this is big. And again, this is something that it's horrible to talk about. Touches so many of us, right? Really, and it is incredibly
I don't know if that's the right words.
Yeah, okay. Very inappropriate, but you know what I'm saying. Honestly, it upsets me. Anybody who abuses kids, it just upsets me to hell. So, and especially in this world where the Department of Child Protection they own our children. Make no mistake, they own our children.
Oh, once they've got them in.
Oh, not even then, before that. But I think they've got a lease on them until they actually own them. But they've got way too much power. They're staffed by, some of the most mentally ill, evil people. And I'm not saying every single person who works there is evil, but, the great majority. People tend to get jobs there because they are former victims or they have a victim mentality or they have a social, like a desire narrative that they want to bring to their workplace. You don't go there if
there's a sifting in their staff. So there's a huge turnover of staff because those that can't handle the degree of abuse and just go, yes, sir, no, sir, 3 bags full, sir, either have to turn a blind eye or leave.
Right.
And the orders come down from on high as, basically what will and what won't happen. But I have met a lot of people who recall their experiences as children who've been apprehended and made wards of the state or put into group homes. These homes were run by a bunch of pedophiles. Not everybody, but more than a few.
Far too many.
Now,
too many. And then not only did they have to suffer the abuse from their allocated carers, those carers were taking them to destinations and handing them out to pedophile rings.
Yep.
Now, a lot of people who are listening online will probably go, oh, my God, you've got no evidence of that, blah, blah, blah.
Actually,
we do. So in the videos below, the 3 links to the first 3 videos being released are actually in the comments below.
Okay.
We've put it up onto Rumble because YouTube, Facebook, any other platform will sense this. You won't even get it out. So Mary has created her own new YouTube channel where we'll be putting those things through. I've also included a link on that one. So please share Mary some love. Go out there. Does Rumble because I'm not a big Rumbler. I use more YouTube side of things. So make sure you join her base, share her videos, even onto all the different other platforms as well. So it's really, really important to get these videos out there because the work that Mary's doing on this is phenomenal. Like I cannot believe how much effort she's putting into these. Yeah. So it's funny because Aaron always teases me for not putting any effort in or prep into our shows.
Yeah.
the prep of this lady is insane. Like she's got full rooms, full of files, full of evidence. So, hat off to you, Mary, for the amount of work you're putting into this one. So please make sure you do watch the videos. It's absolutely crucial.
People need to know what's happening in these institutions.
Scary bit is who is doing it.
Spot on.
Yeah. So look, as you said, there's 8 videos and they sectioned into subject matter. The first 3 are based on a self-confessed pedophile who was very high, Director General here in Perth, Director General in New South Wales, who admits to, in the Wood Royal Commission, admits to going to Sri Lanka, Thailand, Philippines, abusing children there, getting photographs, downloading files, getting within his employ. And again, getting photographs and then distributing pornography around the world. Yep. He admitted that he got arrested, but the magistrate says that the police search warrant was flawed, and so he walked away.
Now, are we allowed to say who the magistrate was?
Well, the magistrate, I can't think of his name. I can't remember his name. Is it in the videos?
I'm pretty sure from memory.
I'm not sure whether I've named him. I'm not sure that I even know the name of him because I think that particular case hearing got
suppressed.
Okay.
Yep. So Mary does name a lot of the judges.
I do.
A lot of the lawyers and a lot of the people in authority who were actually committing these crimes, and also how they're all linked together in the video.
So the thing here is that when that came to the attention of Premier Carr in New South Wales, cutting long story short, there's more in the videos.
Sure.
The whole thing was to go to the ICAC. Well, when it got to the ICAC, it became Mr. Des Semple is the name. Des Semple, he was degraded. So that was the investigation in the ICAC. Forget what he confessed to in the Wood Royal Commission. We're investigating his degrading in the ICAC. Okay. And the 2 people that came and alerted Carr to what was confessed lost their jobs. The minister who said he wanted Des Semple sacked because of what he admitted in the Wood Royal Commission resigned. So, hey, this is a man that when he was here in WA, 84, there was a big review that the department did as a result of a lot of adverse publicity, and he lost his job. He was the supervisor of field services. He lost his job in 84. By mid-85, he's Director General.
How does that work?
How did that work, right? So, okay, so now we come to a place where, it's all blown open in New South Wales. Carr's aware of it. RCA is aware of it. So he does end up leaving the department, and then he forms a consultancy. Now, this is where it becomes even more interesting because he ends up with 900 clients. Most of all are government, nationally, state government, national government, global government, and all these consultants to them. Now, he's also the thing now, he's working on the restructure of the family court with Christian Porter.
Now, the scary thing about all of this is, and I can actually say this as a person who edited the video, Mary has the newspaper articles, the financial reports, and the scary bit is all these documentation is all public knowledge.
Yeah.
Like, they're publicly available. So
they're buried, mate. That's what they do with them. They bury them so deep.
They report on it once and they take it off websites and things like that. So all of these, because they're also photocopies and photographs of all these articles,
Sure.
like we actually put all these articles and we've highlighted where all the information come from, and we've added it to the video. So you can actually see the dates, the times,
Sure.
who reported on all these sort of things as well. So this isn't the first video series like this that Mary's actually done. She's done another one in the past, and for the life of me, I can't remember the name of it. What was that other video you did?
Truth Will Out.
Truth Allowed?
Will Out.
The Truth Will Out. So, and that's had amazing results, and it has actually resulted in arrests. I think you were saying it was
hundreds of pedophiles, and high-profile pedophiles as well.
Yep. So these videos are actually doing, I hate to say it's the police work, because a lot of the police are just sitting there twiddling their thumbs. And the worst bit about it is, especially currently in WA in particular, unless you're effectively caught in the act, it's very, very hard to jail someone on this. Now, if you want to remove people for false allegations about things like this, very, very easy. But to actual jail the perpetrators, I don't know many who have actually been jailed for this sort of stuff.
No.
I think Rob Harris,
I'm focusing on the first three, because the first three are the ones that have gone out. And so, he's written this report in 2008 to restructure the family court, along with Christian Porter. Christian Porter is pushing and pushing and pushing for this to be implemented, when the whole legal fraternity is against it and saying it's going to be worse.
Yeah.
Now, the whole idea that Semple had was this two-platform court system. The the family court and the federal.
It's a federal circuit court.
Federal circuit court. Thank you, Aaron. That's it. Now, the federal circuit court have paid Des Semple $3 billion for his consultancy.
How does that work? How? With a B? With a B?
Goodness knows, but that just came up on a document. Austrade, $2 billion. So this man is making a very great deal of money, because he's got 900 of these people out there.
Like they say, follow the money. And the thing is, like, yes, that's a ridiculous amount of money, but when you actually have the report, it's actually got the number on there.
Really?
Yeah.
I can't get over that. Like, I'm sitting here and thinking, like, honestly, it almost feels like you're losing credibility when you use figures like that.
I know.
No.
Because they're that ridiculous.
I actually had to go ring somebody and say, here's the figures. Am I reading this right? Or am I reading it wrong?
Like, I don't know if many people have seen like the full financials, like, especially when you're doing something like, let's say you're putting a tender in and this is where the money don't go, this is what's going to be used for, and all that sort of stuff. A lot of the times, to make things easy to understand, like, here's the total pool of money, here's where it's all going to go, and they have like a bit of a pie graph or a chart for it. It's even got the pie graph on it. It's like paid to Semple, and it's like this big massive chart like this, and then there's got all these other little expenses. Wow. It's like it's all in the video.
But the thing here is that Christian Porter comes out going, oh, everybody agrees. Well, the truth of the matter is nobody agreed. And he was just determined to push this through. And it's been implemented.
Yeah.
And it's not going to change the culture in the family court at all.
You and I disagree on this, right? Because the fact is that, to my mind, there is a positive with getting the circuit court involved. Two things, well, several things. One is that, it might mean that cases are brought quicker, because the fact is the family court is one delay after another, and that's all brought on.
But they're not bringing in any more judges.
But they are, because they're working for the circuit court. So there are more judges involved, right? Now, the other argument is these people are not specialised. They're not trained in family court matters.
No.
To be frank, I think it's a benefit, because, you look at Western Australia particularly, right? The magistrates and judges are, straight down the line, bloody corrupt, right? Okay, there's a couple there that you might not hang on to, but the majority, have got, wives or partners or whatever who have got law firms that are involved as well, who get political donations. Who make political donations to people like Christian Porter. The whole thing is a terrible web of it. Now, where I'm going on this is the fact that it is so incestuous in the West Australian family court that if you are a man who wants to win custody of his children, say something crazy like that, and maybe imagine that a man wanting to be with his children, right? You have to employ somebody from South Australia typically, or Victoria, and have them come over and the expenses. So you're looking at least $180,000 to make that happen. Hang on. Because say let's be real.
The red helmet.
Get the red helmet. You have got a judge that passed away, for argument's sake, in this state. His own daughter is a barrister who has been involved in cases with him. Like, that is just insane. You want to talk about incestuous?
But this is what I'm saying, Aaron. This two-tiered court system might speed things up a little bit. It's not going to change the way these judges and magistrates make decisions to send kids to pedophiles.
The only way you will fix the family court is if you take the lawyers out of it, because the lawyers are predominantly the problem, and special expert witnesses. Special expert witnesses is a license to print money.
Not just the judges. You also need to stop politicians from appointing the judges.
Spot on.
Well,
Absolutely
and I mean, the thing is, okay.
Oh, you mean donors?
No accountability.
Yep.
They
Spot on.
can
Spot
do
on.
whatever
So,
and make the most atrocious orders that are going to destroy children's lives.
First thing you do.
And where do you go? Where do you go? Nobody's going to hold them to account.
First thing you do is you get rid of Section 121 of the Family Law Court Act, which is the act which allows them to work in the shadows, allows them to hide the disgusting things they're doing. If you remove that, now that law is there, so theoretically it's to protect children from being identified. What a load of absolute rubbish! It is to protect corrupt lawyers, judges, special expert witness, independent children's lawyers. That's what it's for. Now,
It's to protect perjury within the family law court.
You need to start holding people
Correct.
to account for breaking the law.
Yeah.
You know, they say, oh, it's so difficult. Yes, it is. Family law court is the most incredibly difficult thing to.
Does not matter if it's difficult. And this is one of the reasons I hate
the moment that somebody is found to be lying, that's it. They should be charged.
John Quigley, our own bloody attorney here, general here in WA, has stated they're not going to pursue perjury in this state, right? He has mandated that effectively, right?
It's the law.
But he's the guy. He doesn't care because let's face it, protected him when he actually perjured himself in the trial.
Well, of course he's going to be somewhat biased because he's perjuring himself.
Exactly.
He's a perjurer himself.
Exactly. But he's got to look after his donors.
State politics as well. It's also federal politics.
Absolutely.
So remember when Pauline was trying to get Malcolm Turnbull to do the Royal Commission into the Family Law Court?
Absolutely.
You know what his response was?
What's that?
It's too big of a task. He ran away from it.
But he was also one of the worst prime ministers we've ever had in this country.
Spot on.
Giving Gillard a run for his money, her money, its money.
So
considering what's going on in society,
if we can get back to current situation, it's all over the media now. PricewaterhouseCoopers.
Now you're going to open up a big can of worms. So let's have a break. And we'll get the can opener.
Why can't we just do the statement first, then go to the break while we let people?
Yeah, because I want some of your chips.
Okay. And with that, hit us with the bombshell, and then we'll go to the ad. All right, sounds good.
All right, come on, Mary. Bombshell. What's going on with PwC?
Well, simple. Dead simple.
Is
He's
he
a
working for them
client of
too
Dead
now?
Simple. He's the representative of PricewaterhouseCoopers. Yeah, and like when he wrote his report, because it was not favorably received, it was reviewed by PricewaterhouseCoopers, Ernst & Young.
Yes,
I'm pretty sure I've got
who's the other
Australian
one?
article of that.
Each one is his own. Is a client of his.
Yep.
A consultant client. So
Gotta
it's
keep it in the family, right?
PricewaterhouseCoopers, Ernst & Young. What's the other one?
Oh,
There's a heap of those really big accounting firms.
all right.
So
yeah, but
there's
these
an
are the
actual
four big.
inquiry.
These are the four big ones.
Deloitte is another big accounting firm in Perth.
Yeah,
and
Deloitte's
there's another-
a client who is.
So it's just something just came
There was
out.
4 of them
There's
that did reviews
There's
over
an
the years.
article about PwC, so PricewaterhouseCoopers,
Sure.
have just dumped 9 partners, 2 chairs stand down as they face confidential tax leak crisis.
What a surprise!
So that's what
Mm.
11 people are standing down from senior executives.
All right, it's Edge Radio Australia. We'll be back in just a little while.
Woohoo! Studio mic.
Tough.
You want some chips?
Yeah, a couple of chips.
They're pretty cold.
Still good
Give me
for
the fish. Give me the fish. Fish. Oh, yum, 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 yums. Whoops.
Yeah.
You want some of this one?
Chips.
Oh, you know what we could do?
What's that?
One of my mates, he's into all the weird Asian videos.
It's you, isn't it?
No, it's not actually. Believe it or not, it's not me. I may have a Vietnamese wife. I'm not into some of the weird ones. And he keeps sending me these ASMR ones where there's people are eating on the cameras.
Mm-hmm.
And like there's this one bird, like she's tiny, like as big as Luan. So Luan, I think she's tops the scales at 45 kilos or something. So she's tiny. And she sits there and it has a full 7 or 8 course meal over an hour, and she streams the whole thing, and there's a microphone like right here, and she's like, and she eats it, and she gets
That
millions
sounds
of
revolting.
It does sound revolting.
but she gets millions of viewers. And I was
Why?
like, because she's good looking.
Because the world's broken.
That's weird.
So Gwenda is saying she's got to head off. So thanks for tuning in, Gwenda.
Yeah.
And she's absolutely shocked at Mary's revelations. Make sure you watch the videos. I'll leave them in the comments. I'd really, once people get a chance, I think we have to revisit this segment again, maybe on next week's show. I want to see people's comments to what's actually shown in the videos. So please, when you're watching the videos, leave the comments on the actual video itself. So do need a Rumble account. They're free, so just go get one. But I want to run through the comments on next week's show. Thanks, Mary. And just see what people think. Because I have to say, it probably would have taken me normally about 3 months to edit those videos, but they were just too hard. Like, it's insane, the content. Yeah. And like I said, it wasn't a technical hard video. It was just, emotional. So and by the way, we do, well, not me, but Mary found a couple of victims who have actually been brave enough to actually come up and mention and talk about it. So obviously we've protected their identities. Now I understand one of them, the first girl that was on the things, did she want to come into the studio?
The second one.
Second one. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So one of them has actually said that they want
the Burmese lady. She'll come. I don't know that she's really eager to do it, but she said she will.
Yeah. So
that's so
far, this is going to be a really delicate one. So I think we're going to have to be prepared to go to ads quite regularly on that one.
Absolutely.
She's actually prepared to come onto camera, onto Edge, and actually tell her story and answer questions for the people in the crowd.
That's huge.
So
that's huge.
We'll let people know when that one comes up. So anyway, have a great day, Gwenda, and we'll talk to you when you're back next. By the way, the kebab shop downstairs from us makes some killer fish and chips. I find it hilarious. Like, you walk in there, there's all the kebab stuff and like the what are the pizzas called? Turkish bread and all that sort of stuff. And then all of a sudden there's fish and chips, and I'm like, I hate to say it, I think his fish and chips are better than his kebabs.
That's a big call.
His kebabs are pretty good, but damn, these fish and chips are amazing.
I feel like getting in the car though. Well, it's a bit late now because I've just eaten this, but I was going to go to the L6030 and have a curry tonight because the curry's a killer.
L6030.
No, that's 6030. The pub up in Merriwa, best curries, awesome curries.
I have to say their fish and chips is pretty good too. We're there for one of the things. I can't remember what event it was.
Oh yeah, I know the one you're talking about in that little tiny shopping centre.
No.
The Merriwa Tavern.
Merriwa Tavern, yeah, they've got little IGA and things there.
Oh, that's next door. Yeah. Okay. Right.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's a bit bigger than the shopping centre, but all right. Okay. I mean, I go there for the pub, not the shopping centre.
You're shocking, huh?
No,
you can't hear the song that's on.
Identifying its location.
Got a song for you, mate.
What?
Handlebars.
See, jinx. We've done that a few times today.
Far too often.
But the one thing I love about this song, the second verse, was that I can lead a nation with a microphone. I let them all die of asphyxiation. I let them die from assassination. He's talking about everything that's happened over the last 3 years. But the song was released in 2008.
It's frightening, isn't it? It
really There's another one, Great Races by Bad Religion. Does the same sort of thing. But he was more talking about what was happening during Pol Pot's reign. But it's really funny because
we talk about McGowan a whole bit with these, because being a dictator, right? And you look at how, the movement from where he was to complete madness of people like Pol Pot and all of that. It's not that big a leap.
Oh,
it's
no.
Not a big leap at all.
No, it's not.
And that's what people just don't see that.
Oh, look, he was quite happy to murder people.
But the other thing is, let's look at Hitler. Arguably one of the worst dictators of all time.
Yep.
If not the worst. You don't just go, you know what, I'm going to run for politics today and I'll kill 6 million Jews at the same time.
No.
People just don't go, you know what, yeah, that's a great idea. Let's gas them. So there's a massive lead up of years and decades.
Apparently, it was about 9 years.
Yeah.
9 years.
Yeah.
No, that's
where
just
people
him.
were being psyched, brainwashed, conditioned, desensitized to the point where they could do that.
First thing he took over was the media. Started burning books.
So look, there have been a couple of Auschwitz survivors that have come out and said the tactics that were being used here in WA,
Same thing.
Around the world,
Well,
were exactly the same tactics that Hitler used.
all right, switching mics.
Now we can go.
A friend of mine, his mother, we'll say he's quite mature. His mother was in France during the Nazi occupation, and she even had more freedoms in France during the Nazi occupation than what she had.
Okay, very quickly, guys, we're coming back. We have 5 minutes.
No handlebars, no handlebars. I can ride my bike with no handlebars, no handlebars, no handlebars.
Oh, special request for a little boy called Travis over there.
That's just a travesty.
Handlebars.
Logan Paul did a cover of that song,
Let
and
me
then Handlebars snapped straight back and absolutely destroyed him.
let me come back from the song, please, mate. It's Edge Radio Australia. It's a little show we call.
You can't say that, Aaron. Jeez, so much motivation.
So much motivation to do right now. Well, you know what? Hey, you're like Mark McGowan. You're just tired. Okay.
I'm just exhausted. I'm tired. I want to spend time with my mistress. my wife.
Oh, yeah. Exactly. Oh,
Satire, people.
Yeah. Yeah, the sense of life light rather in that office in Tuma's house was going off like a disco, but never mind.
Yes.
Anyway, yes.
A lot of people don't realise that each of those floors, the offices, not only do they have the office, they've also got a bedroom.
Yeah.
Yeah, handy, huh?
Because as I understand this, could be wrong because I was a kid and my mum was telling me the story, and about that was the original.
Oh, that's a long time ago.
Yeah, it was.
About 70 years
you've got
ago.
a good memory there.
Yeah, I have. Tell you what, I wrote it down. Apparently, there was some sort of council house to start with, like something to do with the running of the council. So,
Well, it
because
stands to reason it's called Dumbass House.
yeah, perfect game. Yes. Because while it was under construction, my mum actually got taken up there to the top level when it was under construction and all open. It was all very terrifying. So I will just go on with that conversation
I'm
later.
going to leave that well alone.
Yeah, thanks, mate.
Considering the context of today's show.
Yes. Okay.
Anyway, talking of today's show,
Mm.
we need to get married. Mary, to wrap it up.
Please do,
So,
please do.
in wrapping this up, as I said, the first 3 videos are focused on Des Semple, the family court, and all of these consulting agencies that he's got. One of them is PricewaterhouseCoopers. And so in the video, I actually do go through a research of PricewaterhouseCoopers year after year after year that I held up in massive scandals. The one that's coming out right now, that's nothing new.
It's one of many.
Nothing new. You've got to look at the whole history of PricewaterhouseCoopers. Also, when you come back to WA, a partner of PricewaterhouseCoopers named Jones was found to be involved in what was called the Wonderland pedophile group. Now, you needed 10,000 images to join that group.
What?
They were abusing kids as young as 2. He was charged, he and another, but he was a partner with PricewaterhouseCoopers, right? And one of our illustrious judges, female judges, Antoinette Kennedy, let him off with a suspended sentence. And that was an uproar about that. And so it was appealed, and I think he did do a couple of years jail. But
A couple of years for abusing a child. I
don't know that it didn't say that he abused them himself, but he had,
he facilitated the abuse of children.
Yeah, right. So the thing that's coming now is the AFP Commissioner, Rhys Kershaw, and former New South Wales Commissioner Mike Fuller set to cover up the PricewaterhouseCoopers tax dodging scandal. There is a big scandal now where it looks like they're facilitating tax dodges for multinational companies. And I found that, wow, isn't that interesting when you've got Des Semple representing multinational companies including the Big Four. So when he wrote his report on the family court, it was not well received. And so there was 4 reviews. PricewaterhouseCoopers did one of them. Ernst Young did another one. And I wish I could remember the other 2 because they were clients of Des Semple's as well. So all his clients, all his connections were the ones to do the reviews, right? And then Christian Porter is the one to push it through. So, and then we've got Senator Rex. Oh, what's his last name?
I don't know.
Oh,
Rex Hunt.
no. Patrick.
Rex Patrick.
Yeah, I think that's his name.
Okay.
And he's dead against it. I read out in the video, he is absolutely against it. This is atrocious. We can not. He's the one that helps push it through. But guess what? He's got more judges. He's got more money. He's got more things given to his state.
Yep.
So he's now initiating this and pushing
So
it
effectively,
through.
he sold out.
Yeah.
Oh.
So this
Now,
is one of the reasons.
Sorry, guys, we've run out of time. So
One last comment.
let's do that.
Every single bank account of all politicians should be made public knowledge.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Yeah. Because
I'm a firm believer of that. I think the
not a bad
money
idea on
coming in and out.
transparency.
So can I
needs
finish
to be
with one word?
transparent.
Absolutely.
Okay, so the next 2 videos that are not out yet are on the Child Protection Department,
Sure.
Parkerville Children's Home,
Okay.
and it's got the 2 testimonies of the 2 victims taken from Parkerville Children's Home and Bridgewater Children's Home and sent into satanic ritual abuse of children.
Right.
The last 2 are now on the lawyers
Sure.
that the Royal Commission client victims
Let's come
went
back and
to.
visit this time after time because I think as the videos come out, I think we should talk about it. Simple as that. I think another thing we should do is, again, can you give a plug of where these videos can be found? Because those watching the show today, please go and watch it. Please go and watch
The
it.
Rumble channel is called Talking Truth.
Right.
The link is down below in the comment section. And also there's links to the 3 videos as well. So please make sure you watch them in order because it sets out the story of what's actually going on. It's sort of like building all the way through so you can actually understand once you get to the bottom of how corrupted this whole entire system is.
Wow.
And it's pretty rare for me to use the words corrupted because most corruption in Australia has been legalized. So it's not actually corruption. So, but this, I can't think of another word that suits it better.
Mary, thank you for being here, but also more importantly, thank you for all the work you do. It's absolutely amazing and so important.
Now,
Travis,
I need to say thank you to you, Aaron,
to
for
you.
actually allowing us to have a platform that can do this.
Yes, thank you, Aaron.
So can you imagine this being on Channel 7, WAMN News,
No.
Channel 9, or whatever other
Not
stations
at
are out
all.
there?
No.
They just wouldn't touch it.
No, well,
So-
I appreciate
No,
that. And
no.
I think the free speech is the most important pillar of society. Without it, we don't have society. So
It's the only way to get the truth out. So thank you, Aaron, for creating a platform where we can do this.
thanks, mate. All right. Edge Radio Australia, you can't say that. Now we're going to go out with the song that I've chosen for our departed leader. Oh, yes. Are we ready for this one?
Another one
It
bites
is,
us.
Oh, yeah.
it is, it is Smooth Criminal. Edge Radio Australia, goodbye, Daddy.
She came into the window with the sound of a crescendo. It came into her apartment, the bloodstains on the carpet. She was sitting at the table, you could see she was enabled. So she ran into the bedroom, she was struck down.